So I have a question in general, because so there are different courses all over around online for with Python, machine learning, and all that, and data science, whatever. But I mean, typically they start very basic. But are there any that focus? Okay, yes, of course you need to do basics. That's fine. But also that focus a lot more on projects. Like many of these, like they say, okay, do the exercises and things like that, and it becomes a bit like I can do it, but I keep forgetting it. I see that I took a test somewhere and I was like, no, nothing. I don't remember anything because I do the basics, and then after some time, if I don't use it, I forget it anyway. Because of course, the way we work is typically you look for what you know that there is something that exists, so you just look for it by Google search and then get it. So, are there? Do you think any of the courses have more project based exercises kind of things?
I would say that if the basics are okay, you're okay with the basics, just start something on Kaggle. That's it. That's it. It may take some time to pick out like a decent problem, but I would say take a few days to just scroll through Kaggle or even just look around, like even if you Google, right, somebody may have like posted. You can check out the Facebook groups. There are Facebook groups on artificial intelligence and machine learning, which are apparently quite active.
Okay.
So, hi, Harish. Welcome again. Yeah, we were just chatting a little about some random stuff.
Yeah. You are on mute, Harish.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So I understood that you speaking about the AI and preparation related.
Yeah.
So I am also moving towards that, sir. So my research area now, I applied for PhD in Norway.
Oh.
I got the.
Which university again?
Sir?
Which university in Norway?
University of Agder.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So in that, so he's from Italy, my professor. The project is related to the cobots. So multiple robots, and it has to perform a search and rescue operations. So there are different tools which I need to do. I need to develop the control systems and the hardware plus augmented reality applications.
Very nice. Very nice. When do you start?
What is the name of the professor?
Filippo. So there is like huge amount of funding is there in that university, and most of the projects are related to the advanced technology, deep learning, AI. So you can look at it. Maybe.
This is Agder, right?
Yeah.
Agder, yeah. Yeah, I know. No, I mean, there are so many Italians now in Norwegian University. One of my friend joined recently in Stavanger. He's also in control. And then I had an offer, but I couldn't take it from NTNU. And that was again an Italian who was there. I mean, everywhere Italians, because I think there's not much funding up in their country, so they just move to these places, I think, because there is a lot of funding.
Yeah.
Because my friend was like, he did his PhD in Spain and he was trying all over, but I don't think he even intended to try to go back to Italy. He was just looking at France, Germany, and such places.
Yeah.
So after PhD, is there any good opportunities in that field in Europe countries for industries?
Yes, I mean, if you look at robots, if you work on robots and in some form of machine learning and all that, That's where today's opportunities are in engineering. Because there is in engineering, otherwise there is hardly any other opportunities in Europe. So you do robots or machine learning, you will do something or the other. So, for instance, in your case, a lot of startups which work on domains such as I mean, the problems may not be that exciting, but what you do will be useful. Like, for instance, I was discussing with a company which does robots for warehouses in Amazon type of warehouses. So how do you use robots to get different staffs and things like that? So as you said, they were working on trajectory optimization for a robot which actually can go up the warehouse cabins, or I don't know what the racks, for instance. So there are different things. For instance, this is one thing. But then you have, if you go to UAVs, then you have a lot of applications.
This project involves multiple robots, snakes, and drones which can communicate and it can locate the people. And the sensor fusion is involved in this. So there are multiple things are there. I don't know in 3 years up to what extent I can do, but it is huge project.
Yeah. No, I mean, you will be given a small, a specific clear task. Typically, you have a good manager, then that happens. Like, they know that you can't do, like, there will be other PhD and postdocs who will be working on it, and masters as well. It would be just one part of a small group. It's fine. I mean, it will be nice. Norway, quality of life will be good, so you don't have to worry about that.
Sure.
So you have a control background, or what?
Mechanical. So I used to work in the automation industry. Okay. So I know little about the control system. So previously I got opportunity from Taiwan. The same field, robots, so control systems related topic only. But I am choosing Norway. I don't know whether I am doing right thing or not, because the funding is more in the Norway. And the professor also. Professor is very good.
See, it's Norway, Taiwan. The thing is, both are not in a very big. They are not big countries, but at least Norway is close to Europe, though Norway is not part of EU. But it is close to EU, so at least you can travel more, you can meet more people without having problems. Like in Taiwan, Indians go there, you have to apply for visa to go everywhere. So that's the simplest thing, that you don't have problems. But of course, language will also not be a problem for you. So that is another. Taiwan, again, you have to struggle, even though you might not have a problem at the university, but outside you probably will have. Yeah, we'll probably can discuss this separately. You can because Shiva probably can. You can check in his profile. You will see me in the LinkedIn profile if you are there with Shiva. Okay.
Yeah, I sent it.
Yeah. That's better. Yeah.
Okay, sure then.
Okay. You have any questions, Harish?
No, sir. Like, I was busy with so many things this week. I was unable to work on any of the problems. So just I will listen the things which you.
Yeah. I mean, both of us are going to. I mean, even I haven't done much on the Liège microgrid work, because I was doing a lot of other things, small things. But anyway, so we can look at that. Let's see if it is able to show my screen this time. Okay, do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just go to. So this is what I sent across. So you can probably, if you want, you can have a look at the what is going on in the file, and I can probably send it across by mail at the end of the session if whatever we are doing. Okay, so so the idea is that the project has set of, three sets of different data sets. One is to weather forecast from a climate model for the region where there is a microgrid. So, and they want to forecast the load that they are expected in the microgrid and the generation, solar generation from the PV panels which are installed in the microgrid. So you have climate model data which is available once in 15 minutes. You have the forecast given by a recursive neural network and a few others, but that again resolution in once in 15 minutes. And then you also have a sensor data from PV and monitoring and the actual consumption that is available once in 5 seconds. So one of the things I thought we could do, so they have two, in fact there's not just a single model, it's not just RNN, they also have a gradient boosting regression algorithm. I really don't know exactly what that is. So I don't know much about the details of any of these models, though I know RNNs have to do with neural networks. Anyway, so what we can, I thought we can start off with is to prepare the data at this synchronous time. So we'll have to drop some data, we'll have to some parts of the data. So it appears that the data is available, that is the forecast data available is between 20th May and 17th June. Mm-hmm. So you'll probably have to cut down all data to that level. I mean, like you have to have all the data to be constrained to between this duration.
Okay.
So how do we do it, Shiva? In the sense, I mean, of course, you can find out where these, because they start differently, like one starts in 10th May, another starts in 20th May, another starts in 13th May. So we need to ensure that all starts in 20th. So I don't want to look at what value, what exactly is the index where this data is starting from. This has 20th May. Mm-hmm. So instead, we'll probably query the specific period perhaps, and then say that I want all the data where the date is between 20th May and 17th June.
Yeah, that would be the best. That is, instead of actually trying to slice with index, because by mistake they could have put something else somewhere in between. So yeah. The main thing what I would say is, I'm just thinking, would it be necessary to do a group by? But a group by wouldn't be very effective here, because the problem is your date time. I'm just looking, your date time, look at the first thing, is 2019-05-20 is 15 minutes. So it wouldn't be very good. I think what we have to do, so let's say for example, if you pick out, let's say just pick out the date time. What happens?
Just a second,
you have to run it.
Yeah, I haven't run it. It's been a while. Okay. So, okay. So
let's say pick out the date time column. So like,
sorry. Okay. I'll go down and start doing it separately. So,
I think you can maybe run that other loop also so that we know what we have.
Which loop?
We did a loop, right? Only files.
Yeah.
So maybe you can just.
Yeah. So we need only a CSV files that we'll do, and this was another loop. Yeah. So this is what we did was we we found all the CSV files, and then we have now 7 CSV files. Is it?
The only problem which I can think of in that way is, for example, you may lose track of which is which. For example, if you look at DF, we are just looping.
Yeah.
So one thing I can think of, instead of putting it just as an array like this or a list, maybe we create a dictionary. So in that case, we can actually loop through, but instead take the name of the file, make it the key of the dictionary.
Yeah.
So
can we do the same kind of list comprehension? What do you call this?
No, because that is for list comprehension. We have to actually loop through and we have to then create like a dictionary. So that is also possible. Like you can just say that. So yeah, go ahead. You can try it. Okay, now the main thing is that's usually not necessary, not very nice to do that. For example, if you say for I in only CSV, we will actually pick out the files themselves. So that's all you need.
Yes. Okay. Then I'll put it. So you say X. Okay. And then.
So then you like, for example, yeah, just for I mean, you can do it incrementally. So you can just print it and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, while in the beginning, it's always nice to just start printing and seeing. So you have all the files, right? So first thing above that, you can just create like a blank dictionary. So you can call it whatever you want, like, you know. You can also call it DF if you want, so, or anything. Yeah. Yeah, blank dictionary. Yeah. So now what we have to do is, you are now saying DF all data. So you are now will set that to be equal to X. So not dot A. So basically you have to give it like in square brackets. No, in square brackets. So if you, no, not the whole thing. But after DF all data, if you open square brackets.
Okay.
And then put X. So basically what happens is. Yeah. So it will create a new key field. So now what you can do, you can now go and now, if you look above in that thing, it's pd.read CSV. So you can just say this equal to pd.read CSV of X. So basically what I'm trying to say is that the content of this object will be the data frame itself.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
So you can try this and just look at the contents of DF all data.
Okay, I think there's.
Okay, just do dot keys maybe. After that, dot keys.
No, I will just check.
No, that won't work because it's not an array. That's the problem.
I'm sorry. Yes. Okay, dot keys.
Yeah, keys.
Oops.
Keys, and that's a function. Yeah. So that's it. Okay, that's good. So now you have these as keys. So what I would say is we can start with like df1 or anything and pick out any one that you're looking for. So for example, which is the first one you would look for? Like weather data.
So weather, we'll look at weather.
Yeah. So that will be weather, and just pick out df all data and use that as a key. You can copy paste if you want. Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, Harish, if you want to step in and ask, or if you want to do anything, please do so. Otherwise, it's just, I mean, don't think that you don't have to talk. So, feel free to step in anytime you want.
Yeah. I mean, if you even want, you can take over and want to do. If you want to practice, you can do it also.
Actually, so I need to go through the basics first. So I went through 2-3 classes. still like I have not reached up to that level.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, sure, no problem. Whichever way you're comfortable.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
great. Okay. So df.weather string. Yeah.
Okay, so this is I could do a head, for instance.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So-
You have some. So this is, I think one of them is cloud. I have the details of what is each one of them.
Mhm.
But yeah, we can figure it out what the details are, what CD means, what the CM means. All these details are here. I think. Yeah, CD is low clouds, medium clouds, high clouds,
Uh-huh.
and then precipitation, relative humidity, snow height, surface temperature, global horizontal irradiance. So there are a few things.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I
basically
think for
climate
us,
data,
It
yeah.
would be interesting to do something like temperature 2 meters above the ground, solar irradiance,
Mhm.
and perhaps the 3 forms of clouds. So
Yeah.
I think these would be our global horizontal irradiance. I don't know.
I would say take surface temperature also if you haven't.
I'm sorry?
Surface temperature is also a good idea.
Yeah. But we also have this temperature 2 meters above the ground. So I'm guessing they have it because the panels are installed 2 meters above the ground. But anyway, we can do surface temperature as well, because there is also another factor. Because I remember I was listening to a presentation when one in a defense presentation where they said that the surface reflection is also a factor in solar panels.
Right.
So anyway, so yeah, we can actually look at so we have things like so what we can do is maybe
Mhm.
we can also take in as we said, we can take the load, I mean, like the Miris load and Miris PV CSV.
Mhm.
They are kind of the outputs, you can so to speak, like how much is the PV, for example, the amount of PV that is generated.
Mhm.
That is so we can take that as a factor to test. I mean, like we can see how they correlate with weather.
Okay.
So that, because technically what's happening is PV is the generation in the microgrid,
Mhm.
and weather is the weather factors that we have. So, but I think PV is every 5 seconds. So we'll have to work out the
Okay.
So let's see, this is every 5 seconds, and if you look at DF weather, so it's every 15 minutes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll probably have to start with, in this case, these two may not necessarily be, okay, maybe we'll start off with what we decided. Like,
Yeah.
let us ensure that everything that is there in DF all data
Mhm.
is only between 20th of May and 13th of June. So that is what I think we need, because I looked at this. So it's 17th of June. So 20th of May and 17th of June is when all the data is available all the time.
Okay.
Or kind of. The data is definitely available, but the others data is not available sometime and all that. So what we can do is we can first try to see what to do to make DF all data,
Mhm.
all the contents that we have in this dictionary.
Mhm.
Or do you think we can do it directly in the dictionary?
Yeah. What I would say is, let's play around with one data frame first. Then after that, we can then create another one. Let's say DF time or something, DF like whatever. So it'll be another dictionary with all the same, with all these files as before, but this time with the time window crunch to 28 May and 17 June.
Okay.
So the first thing I would say is, first let's take any one. So DF weather, let's say. So DF weather.
So the let to.
Yeah, I mean, pick any one. So it can be DF weather or DF this thing. So let's say,
okay, weather. Let's pick up weather.
yeah. So let's look at, so if you look at df weather, the head, pick out, let's say, the time. So let's say if you take out df weather, pick out the time column. Actually, you can leave that because the head is a useful thing. But anyway, never mind. So,
okay.
So now that we have this,
you wanted.
oh no, that's okay.
Yeah.
So now that we have this, it's a series. So now in the series, you can just pick out, let's say, the first one. So just pick out dot ilock 0, let's say. Okay. So can you do a type on this? It's a string. So the first thing we need to do is, like, if you look, it is best if we convert this to an actual date-time object rather than deal with a string, because it is better that we try to use the Python things itself. So first thing is, are you familiar with the date-time object in Python?
No.
It is one of the most confusing, unfortunately, and it also confuses me a lot. So what I would do is, let's open a Google thing.
Yeah.
For some reason, there is a date time, and the date time object has a date time within it.
What date time object has?
Another date time within it. So it's I don't know why they've done it. It's like, as I said, it's a little very confusing. So like you have to import date time and you have to import date time within date time.
Yeah. I used it. I forgot. Like I did something with that. Yeah. You're right. I did something a while back. I don't know when. This is what you mean. The class date time.
Exactly. So what I would say is, if you click on that date time,
there's nothing there.
Oh, there's nothing. Okay. Let's then in that case, let's slowly start playing around with it. So let's go back to this thing, and I would say just import date time.
Okay.
I think you have to import, like, from date time, import date time. So that way you
I see.
Actually, you might want to do this all the way at the head of the file, because otherwise it'll get lost. So maybe do this like at the head of the file. And maybe create another one so that everything doesn't get done. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now, So now if you say again, now if you look at the date time object, so let's say just date time, and let's say open brackets, let's say parenthesis. Do you get anything? Do a shift tab. Okay, great. What do we get? So we have date time in this form. Can you scroll down? There's not much. Now let's go back to Google in that case. Let's say that our thing is, we would like to say Python convert string to date time in Python. Yeah, convert strings to date time in Python. Stack Overflow. The first one, Stack Abuse.
Stack Abuse.
I don't know what that means. But
this is something.
Okay.
It's just someone writing. But anyway,
that's okay. We don't really care.
So this is a string that they have. So it's like a strip time. Yeah. This I did long back. I think 5 years back I did this.
Okay. I think that's pretty much what we need. So, okay, you can just copy that.
Yeah. But
actually copy the whole sentence.
No, I think there is also the plus something that we have. The time zone indication.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So we have to just see what it is. Go back to your Jupyter notebook, and
so here. Okay. So let us say I do.
So if you
instead.
No, you can do, you can copy that if you want. But anyway.
What?
No, you can copy what you did above.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, yeah, if it will be, no, what is it? Oh, sorry, I think I put 2 eyes. Okay, there is going to be a problem.
Does
It doesn't
not.
match, of course,
Okay.
because
Okay,
it's
so
like
it is
plus 2 is a thing that we have to check. So we'll see if we can find something where with time zone factor. Okay, because there was something called TZ info.
mhm.
So here only one concrete TZ class and all that. So maybe so daytime and
Okay.
time classes. So there is a TZ info thing that we'll have to probably add. So I just maybe do you think we just have to check? For instance, I can just say
Okay.
I don't know how to say that.
So just one thing. For example, let's go down. Let's. What I would say is this: before we try to do that, why not, if possible, like say for example, can you copy just the first one but exclude the plus that plus 00 thing? So instead of this, yeah.
So you mean here I say
No, what I'm saying is like, oh, you can also do that. Yeah, it's just that may be a little, but here just to be on the simple side, you just create a new string and copy whatever you want from that above in that table.
so here you want to say something like -2.
More. It'll be a colon. It'll be colon. So it'll be, for example, we do one. So it'll be -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -6.
Oh, it starts with -1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just see what this new str.
Yeah. So now if you put this thing in, what happens?
Yeah, yeah, it should be fine, I guess. Let's see.
No, because there is a T there.
Sorry? Yeah, exactly. I don't know how did it come, because here we don't have a T.
Yeah, because I think that's just kind of embedded. So just check, is an error?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
the
much,
T.
yeah.
So now, what if in that you just copy, instead of entire topic, copy the string itself, just delete the T. See if it works.
Mm-hmm.
No, in the new string, the one below the new string, that will be the best.
Okay, so what do you mean? What to do?
Just copy that whole string and just paste it below, but remove the T. I just want to see what is causing the problem.
Yeah, I see. No.
That's
okay,
not.
There is also something else perhaps.
Okay, just 2001 %H, %M, %F. The last one. Remove the last percentage, that dot %F.
Yeah. No, okay.
I mean, it's just, yeah, okay. So you see what I'm saying, right? Now bring back the T and see if it still works. Time is not something that I'm an expert on, so this is just how I do it. It's just.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, it doesn't match still.
Okay.
T is a problem.
T is a problem. Yeah. Now, if you really want to be rigorous about it, I would say just we can spend some time later and try to figure out how to remove that time zone, because there's actually a time zone thing. But what I would do in this particular approach is, most probably we don't need the time zone, for the simple reason that this is local data. See, like for example, time zone matters where, when you're dealing with travel, like you're dealing with the shipping industry, you're dealing with the airline industry and things like that, because when like an airline takes off from one airport and lands in another place, the time zone has changed.
Yeah.
So
we just need to remove it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So what I would say is, we can write down. No, that's what I'm saying. Oh, that's okay. So what I would say is, we now have to create our own function, apply function, where we will now edit all these things.
Yeah.
So what I would say is, let's now create a apply function. So let's create our own function. You can actually create a new cell altogether, because let us not disturb that thing. Strip time.
Okay. Okay.
So you can call it clean time, whatever, or anything you want.
What?
Anything. Time without TZ, whatever.
Okay. Okay. Then
And
it takes
just take X,
something.
yeah, always. So what we want to do now, first thing is let's create our objectives. The first thing you want to do is if you go up and check. So we now need number one to take, scroll up a little more. Yeah, so we need to remove everything starting from the plus sign, right? Typically we can actually simplify it even more and just say that number one, we check if there is a plus or a minus, right? No, a minus won't do because minus is there in the
minus
other
is a problem. Plus is.
Now the problem is, only thing we need to check is the plus always there? That is the only problem. My guess, it is always there because like I said, it is local data. So in this case, we can use our specific domain knowledge. But in general, we would have to look for something a little more rigorous. But for now, we can just say plus. So what we can do, we can say that we can use the strip method with plus and extract the first one. So
strip?
Yeah, the strip, that's it. That is x.strip. I mean, you can do a tab. You should come. It'll be easier. If you just delete str.
No, nothing is happening because it doesn't know what type of X is, right?
Oh yeah, of course, that's true. Okay, so then let's go up and play around with it. If you go up to new string.
I'm sorry?
If you scroll up, because it's better that we do it, and play around rather than. So if you do new string dot strip. Actually, no, you have to remove the :-6 because then it will not come. The last when you're assigning new string. In the line above, you have a :-6. The last part that has to go. So now if you just confirm what new string is. Yeah, okay, good. So now if you do .stri and you just do tab.
It's not coming.
Oh. Is the strip command separate? I think maybe it is separate. So just delete the whole thing and do stri and then do tab.
Okay, just a saying. We'll check quickly online. It's just.
I don't know why it's not because it's just.
No, it's a strip method exists for it exists.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I'm like, I don't know. Maybe this thing is for some reason. Do you have too many Jupyter notebooks? No.
No. I have two, perhaps. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do .strip.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like you do a strip, and then.
Yeah. So basically, first you have to specify as a string the delimiter. In our case, it will be plus.
Yeah.
So if you do that, you will get an array.
Okay, you get an array.
Yeah.
Okay.
So try it out.
Okay. So I mean.
No, try it out. See what happens. No, don't do type because then you will just get list. So that won't work.
No, it's not getting a list. That's why I tried it. It's saying string. So it's giving me a string again. It's not doing anything with the string.
Oh.
Just a second. Leading.
Oh, sorry. No. Then it's not split. It's split. Oh my God, no. Very wrong. Split. It's the split method, not strip method. Split.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see. Yes. Split. Yes. Okay.
Okay. Good. So now we have removed. So the first element, the 0th element, is what we want, right?
Yeah.
Now the next challenge is to remove that t, right?
T, yeah.
So what we are going to do here is we are going to say that if you split again with T capital, then what happens?
Okay. Dot split. Oh, so I'll put. So you get this.
Right. Now you have to join these, right? You have to join these, but with a space. So if you then do this and put an empty space.
Oh no. So,
that's a list.
This doesn't have a join.
So what you can do is you can then say that what you have to do is actually it's like the other way around. So you can put this to a list and this you have to join an empty string with the rest of the list. So that's how it works.
Okay.
So
I would say 0.
Oh no, actually it will be the other way. So if you put you put the space in the front, right in the beginning of this.
Okay.
And then if you say dot join and then put this string at the end.
Wait. So you have two different strings.
Okay, I'll tell you what this means. If you go to the join, check out the join method. That's the best way. If you go to Google and check out the join method in Python.
String join, but it's a string join. Okay.
Yeah, what it does is you can give either a list or you can give either a tuple or a list, either one. What you can do is, you see here, it takes a string, right? You say join, and whatever you give as an iterable, it will join each element of that iterable with the string that you have specified. So try it yourself. Click on that, try it yourself, and see what happens. So you see what I'm saying? So it has that.
Okay.
So if you specify the same thing with an empty string, and then you say join whatever is the list, whatever you've done.
Yeah.
So only thing remove the.
Yeah. Let me see. So you need to have a new str.
No, actually you don't have to. You can actually just because whatever you're getting right is a list. So you just have to put the empty space dot join. And just copy whatever is there above into that.
Yeah, but I think I have to do this 0 and 1, right?
I don't think so. No, because it takes it's
it
like
already has a split.
Exactly.
Sorry. Yeah. I see.
Yeah.
You don't need to do it. Let's see. Yeah.
So this is what we want. So this is what we are going to do, right? So what we can do is you can copy that and bring it down. Not the whole thing, just the very last one. Yeah. So you can remove everything else. We need the last statement and replace.
So this is split, right? We have
to
split.
Sorry, split. I don't know why I thought. Anyway.
Yeah, that's fine.
So what you need to do? Yeah. Go ahead. So you don't have to do all that. No. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to do that. So what you have to do? So you just have to. You see that very last line, right? That is number 5. Yeah. This you have to replace new string with X.
Yeah.
And this has to be returned. Right? So you get what I'm saying. So we are taking X, which is the date time column. We are splitting it first with plus. We are removing the time zone information by taking the 0th element. We are further splitting with respect to the T thing, which is what again is including the time zone. And instead we are replacing the T with an empty space.
Yeah, I think we will have to return the date time value of this.
No, that's the thing. So let's do it step by step. First, let us check at least that we are getting this. So if we apply, if we do an apply to this, will it bring another one? So like for example, if you say df weather time dot apply. No, you have to specify time because otherwise everything will come, because then otherwise you have to do the access method.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, it appears to have worked. So, we have gotten rid of the T, we have gotten rid of this. Now, what you can do, if you go back to this and bring in that date time thing. So, if you go up, yeah. So, you can copy it actually, that will be easier. Again, to be rigorous, I would still say that go ahead and read I'll read the documentation also for TZ info.
Yeah.
But in this case, it should be okay, because this is not something which moves.
Yeah, that's true. No, I mean, in this case, I think it is enough.
Yeah.
Because we, as you said, I mean, even in most cases, unless we are doing some form of a comparison, for instance, like-to-like comparison between different places and time synchronized
Exactly.
and all that. I don't think that's like nowhere in the world they are going to connect a microgrid where time zones are different and then they are in the same grid.
Yeah. No, this will happen if you start analyzing data with respect to travel.
Yeah. Travel and other things, yes, but not for this specific.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see now what is that. Okay, it says none.
Oh.
So
okay,
there's
let's
something
see.
wrong. Okay. So sorry.
Return.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, just out of curiosity, I mean, I know this is not really very important, but since the good thing is we have reduced our entire function to one line, right? You can actually now write it as a lambda, right?
Okay.
Would you be interested in doing? We don't have to, but if you are, we can do it.
No, let's do it.
Okay. So basically, you know how to do a lambda, right?
I forgot. So
okay, so like that's the thing. That's why I thought it'll be interesting, because it's just that when you go to it's like if you can reduce your function to a line, it's good if you can write it as a lambda. So it's like this. To lambda function, copy the entire function and bring it down. First thing you should do. Everything. Copy everything. And delete the lambda. Okay. So first thing, replace the def with a lambda. Now, a lambda function doesn't have a name, so remove the name. But it has an argument, so you must have x. Right? And you must have a colon, always. Now, a lambda function is single line, and whatever is being there is returned. So, return goes off. And whatever is the object which is there is what is returned.
Yeah.
This is your lambda function.
Yeah, okay.
So, you can now copy this whole thing and put it there in time process.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, you can just define it as a variable and use it wherever you want. That's another option. So you can say time.
What do you mean by that?
So you can say time process is equal to that lambda thing, whatever is there.
Okay.
So you can do that also. Because if this is something that you use normally, you can just define it as a variable.
And then I can go and say time process here.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. So it will do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's it. Okay, so now that we have this, what we have to do is we can create another thing, another column. So df weather process time and put equal to this, equal to line 56.
Okay.
Just so that we don't lose the original time in case we need it.
Or I will just say time dt will be this. Okay.
And just check out the head.
Yeah.
Very nice. So we now have at least cleaned it up. So what we can now do, the next part is we want to now extract between 28th May 2019 and 17 June 2011. So the first thing we can do is let's do the first comparison. That is, let's say we want to extract everything when the time is more than
19th May.
19th May or is it 20th May?
More than 19th.
Okay, more than 19th. So more than 19th May. So how will you do this? So the first thing, again, check out the date time. So in date time, let's say you take out, now let's take the first, let's say the first row of the date time, new one, time dt. Yeah, dot ilog 0. Okay, so now you see, now great is we have a timestamp. Now you can actually run number of things. For example, let's say you have, let's see if you do dot shift tab, what do you get? Oh no, what do you get? My God.
This is like IPython checkpoint it is going to. So I think you can ask for, let's say, day.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, it's same.
Yeah, exactly. So now you can now ask for day. You can ask for month. You can ask for year.
And it is two ands. Like I would say, I think
normally it's just and if you're doing and. So for example, the first thing I would do is, so now again, this is one way to do it, but what I would suggest is, if you go back to the date time, documentation. So like if you just open another tab and go back to date time documentation.
Yeah.
You can actually create here, like for example, you can create a day with year, month and day. So like for example, if you go back to your Jupyter notebook, and if you, let's say, create another cell, right?
Yeah.
And let's say we say someday, let's say we want to create day. So we want to create our day, which is 19th May 2019. So let's say you go back to the, let's say just create a new cell. And let's call this some, give it a variable like, D or A or whatever you want. And just say date time, open brackets. And here we specify if you do a shift tab, see what you get.
Oh, okay. You just have to press.
Exactly. That's it. It's just that if you do shift tab, you get that. But this way you can know what it is. Now, that may have to be a string. Just check.
No. You just have to give it like year, month.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, try it out. No problem. 2019, 5. Yeah.
This is like MATLAB. This is the same as MATLAB.
Okay.
So 5, 10. Like we need 19 is the
19.
Yeah, 19. Yeah.
So this will be a date.
I can say,
So
I can actually say 23. Okay. And 59, something like that.
Yeah.
So this is the time after which we should start it.
Again, I'm not sure about that last one, but because there is a colon, so that may have to be something else. Yeah. So if you look at what ABC is, okay, very good. So,
okay, yeah.
So this, now you can use this in your comparison. So the first thing we can do is, let's say we want to just find out which are the rows where the date is greater than this date, right?
Yeah, just a second. I will just try if this works for this guy or not. Yeah.
No, what are you trying to do again? Okay, yeah. Okay.
I'm just checking if it is working for that first one.
Right. Yeah, that's a good check. Okay, good.
Yeah. And then now we can go and check for. Okay, so I would say this to be a low cutoff date. Okay, and then we'll also put a high cutoff, upper cutoff. say or 18, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, so these two would be there, and
Yeah, you can just create a new, first just enter and create, let's create a new cell. So the first thing is, do you know how to do querying? So this is basically querying. So it's like this. Whenever you want to query, right, you just have to specify which column should be greater than this. So in our case, it is df weather and time dt. Now you can just say greater than low cutoff date, right? Now when you say this, it will give you a list of true and false for all the rows for which it is true and false, right? So if you do it, you just see, if you just shift enter, you just give you false and true, right? Now to actually convert this to rows, you just have to again pass exactly df weather. So these are the ones. Now the next part is, how do you combine two of them? So now you can only thing when you combine, there's one thing, no, you have to remember, and you have to specify each query in parentheses. So you'll have to include that in a parenthesis.
Okay.
For that, I don't know why, but that is something that is just there, I don't know.
Okay.
So for example, if you just do this, it won't work.
Okay.
Yeah. So you just have to include, I don't know why that is the case. It's one of those things. But
okay.
That's it. So this is what we've done. We are now, so you can just to confirm, pick out the first one, pick out the last one, head tail 5, and just see whether.
You can already see here.
Yeah, the first one is there. The last one, tail. Yeah, the last one is also there.
Tail, it's also there. It's fine. It's correct.
Okay, good. So this is datetime extraction for one of them. Now all we have to do is repeat this for all the data frames in that thing, right?
Okay.
So I think we almost time is up.
That we will do later.
Exactly.
That we will do later.
Exactly. That's
so
what I was
we
thinking.
can do right now is we can just see if we'll do this for instance, this df underscore pv. Then quickly see if there is some correlation, something we can see between them.
Okay, sure.
So I will just say df pv. Oh, this is there. So there is only one column. So I would just add time dt, and then like what we did here. So I mean, just because it says date time already here, I'm not even sure if it is. It's already in. No, I don't know if it is in date time. Okay.
Typically, it usually is not, because usually when they scrape that data, all the date times are usually the same. Because I don't know how they usually do. Either it's like in Excel or they use something else. But anyway, try it out.
It's taking time though.
Oh, so that means there's more data.
No, but because it's 5 seconds data, there is
data. There's probably more data.
Yeah, it's done. What we can do, so we'll have to also do that. Because, but we can do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
The same thing we did with this, the cutoff.
Now here the only thing, you can do it first. The only thing is, remember, you will have to assign it to another data frame. But anyway, that we are going to do anyway.
I've not done it. We will do that for both cases.
Yeah, that's
I've done it. For both cases we should do. I think for instance here as well, df weather sync, I'll say.
Yeah.
Similarly here as well, I should say df sync. Yeah, I think it should be fine. df sync. It starts on 20th of May and it ends on 17th of June.
Yeah, perfect.
So, but now we'll have to also deal with this being, there is we'll have to do an averaging or something like that, so that this will be also in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Not,
You can do that. Yeah, that will be next time.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's like, I think we already are running out of time.
Yeah, that's the thing. Anyway, just a quick question to Harish. Anything you want to say about this or any questions? We've been talking for a long time.
Fine, sir. I understood the overall concept. The thing is that like issue with the syntax is,
Uh-huh.
so if I say then like I am understanding what you are doing exactly, but I am not remembering the syntax.
Yeah, that's just practice. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, even as I said, I had done this date time long back. I don't at all remember any of it.
Oh, have we lost him? We've lost him.
So you syntax, you'll just have to keep try.
Actually, we've lost him.
Oh yeah.
I think he may come back. Anyway.
Yeah, it's going to take. Yeah. So what we'll do is I'll try to do a little more on this, because probably we'll do the same thing in other data sets and keep it synchronized, etc. And perhaps I'll do an averaging on this so that we have the same number of things, and maybe we can start seeing some correlations and all that in the next session.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to come back. There's already.
Yeah, I think maybe it's like the end anyway, so it doesn't matter maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was good otherwise. So yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, it looks like there are interesting things we can do with this. So
Yeah.
I think we can use at least a few sessions we can play around with this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay then. Yeah, sure. So nice to see you, and see you next week. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye again.
Bye-bye.